Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Manchester United 3, Leicester City 0. Ruud Van Nistelrooy signs off as an interim manager with his third win in 4 games, staying unbeaten in the 4 games. The only other one was a draw against Chelsea last week. And I thought they played quite well. I thought they were quite controlled in terms of the play. Leicester had a few things here and there. They did have a decent amount of ball possession in terms of the whole game. It was about 50-50 on possession. I think United edged it just. But yeah, there wasn't really a ton of things that happened from Leicester's point of view. They had 6 shots with 5 on target, but the majority of those shots on target, I remember, were easy catches for Onana. So they count as shots on target, I guess, but they're not really big chances. You'd probably put it down to probably one chance I can think of that they've got in there. But yeah, it was a very controlled game from United. I think that the first half, it was the thing I do think about United that is slightly worrying is that they are a bit methodical and a bit slow, and there's no real zip and pace and fluidity about them at times. But in this game, they didn't need to be. It was more of a controlled game. They kept the ball decently. The passing play was all right. They got about an 85% pass completion. Not too many things in terms of corners and stuff like that, but the chances they got, they took. They only had 3 shots on target and they scored all 3, so that kind of says it all. But I think that it was a good performance, and it shows that Van Nistelrooy knows what he's doing. Maybe he has his foot in the door for the Premier League in terms of a permanent appointment somewhere else. Will he stay on at United is kind of up in the air. I don't know if he will. I think that Amorim wants to bring in his own staff, as I know of. But we'll see what happens with that. He might get a job somewhere in the Premier League. There's a few teams floundering a bit further down those leagues that might be looking at replacing someone. Everyone replaces somebody at some point, but we'll see. What else can I say really? Fernandes played decently, wasn't exceptional like he can be, but did score one, create one, and force one in a sense, because the second was given as an own goal. He obviously scored the first off a good back heel from Amad Diallo, and made the assist for Garnacho for the third. So obviously, good performance from him. I think Ugarte and Casemiro have shown why they can be such a good partnership. Will I think that'll be the long-term partnership? I don't think so. I think that it will be Mainu and Ugarte with Amorim's system. I feel like it suits them two better. But you never know. Could Casemiro be utilised as this kind of third defender? It's a possibility. He has played in the back four before, and he could be worked as like kind of step out into the 3 of a midfield. It could work, I guess. But there's a lot of people that you could think that person could work here, that person could work there, etc. Which I might do a bit of a deep dive on this week. But yeah, I think the performance was decent. I was never worried about Leicester scoring or winning the game at all throughout the whole game. Maybe a little bit scoring. They had a couple of chances here and there, but nothing in terms of like, I think they can go on and win this. Any point. There was a lot of stuff from the commentators saying like there's a possibility that Leicester could get back in this, and I just thought, is there really? They've not been great at all, and it's just there's nothing. They're a decent side, Leicester, and I think that they sit just below or just above the relegation places, I believe. I kind of like 15th, 16th now, and I think that is kind of where they'll probably finish. They're 15th at the moment. I think that might be where they kind of finish. They're decent enough to stay up. They're not absolutely sparkling best to kind of do any more than kind of lower mid-table, kind of maybe bottom half. Bottom half definitely. I don't think they're going to push that top half bracket. I think, but United now need to push on, use this momentum from the last 4 games, unbeaten in 4 now, in all competitions, through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao. Tottenham next in that one. Got finally a decent amount of points on the board for the Europa League, so we're into the kind of mid range of the league there. We need to kind of crack on with that. And again, same with the Premier League. And I think Amarim coming in could be key for that. There is rumours that it's subject to a work permit still. I think that'll get sorted relatively quickly, to be honest. Whether he doesn't officially start is one thing. Whether he puts in his information that he wants the coaches to kind of work on and give all the information to them, and then he comes in later on and kind of does a introduction, I guess, or initiation later on down the line. That could be a thing as well. But yeah, I was happy with the performance. I can't say it was. I don't think it was our. Would I say it's our best game of the season? Probably the most consistent we've played all season in terms of a full 90 minutes. Because I never thought that Leicester had any massive threat, and I thought that United played pretty decently, and we scored 3 goals. So everything kind of went the right way for us. But we'll see what happens next. Samarim should be in charge, or should be in the dugout for the Ipswich game in a week's time. We're now in international break, so I'm going to try and get a few videos out here and there about the switch from the system that we've had with Ten Hag and Ruud onto the system that we were playing under Amarim. We'll see how that kind of shows. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of kind of who's going to play, who won't play, who's most likely to come in, possibly, something like that. But yeah, I'm happy with the performance. I'm happy with Ruud to finish unbeaten. It seems to be the case for interim managers, from ex-United managers that come in and go under an interim basis. I think the only one that didn't was probably Giggs, maybe. I don't know what his record was. But Solskjaer did really well until he got the job permanently. Carrick did really well for his 3 games, and now Ruud's done well for his 3 games, or 4 games. So yeah, good result for him, good sign off for Van Nistelrooy. Guys, if you've liked this video, please leave it a like. If you haven't, leave it a dislike, comment what you want to see on the channel, subscribe if you are new. Until next time, guys, take care.